Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Sunday, August 8th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. This is it's kind of a waking up from believing a lie, the greatest lie, that we think that we are some kind of limited, time-bound beings who are not super amazing, all-powerful, and deeply connected to the greatest loving, healing source in the universe. Watch out for those thoughts. They make us believe that this limited, normal human mindset is real. Be hyper-aware of the part of your brain that thinks that it is anything less than absolutely divine. All of these thoughts cannot contain the grand reality of what and who we all truly are. They are temporary, time-bound thoughts which are delusions and illusions of the mind. The truth is that there is an eternal spiritual being who is capable of manifesting anything that can be imagined. We have the magical power to visualize, imagine, and invent any reality we wish to experience. So it's a choice to let this massive limiting lie completely dissolve away in this very now. Let it be gone for good and return home to the truth that we are all something far beyond whatever we believed we were with this limiting mind. We are an eternal, omnipresent God being who is omnipotent, has omniscient abilities, and is infinitely capable of creating miracles. This is when it feels so good to wake up each day and realize who and what we all truly are. Become a possibilitarian. No matter how dark things seem to be or actually are, raise your sights and see possibilities. Always see them, for they're always there. Norman Vincent Peale. We all live in a world that is full of infinite possibilities. Whether you believe it or not, anything is possible. Now, some people say that, but they don't necessarily believe it. The universe is literally a matrix of energetic configurations that contain an unlimited number of possible outcomes. This world of infinite possibilities is constantly available to take form in our lives based on the thoughts and feelings that we choose to entertain in our minds. Meaning, when we are feeling open and surrendered to the infinite universe, anything could happen in our imagination in this very next moment. When it comes down to it, we all actually have no idea of what is actually possible with our lives. Yet, we don't see our unlimited potential because our minds have been deeply conditioned to believe in others' limitations. Our minds have been trained to believe that it can only achieve a very limited realm of what you are capable of manifesting based on your experiences and understandings that you have accepted as the truth. There was a scientific study done on baby fleas. Baby fleas, once who were brought up from birth in a small glass jar. The glass ceiling above them only allowed them to jump 4 inches. Now, normally a flea who was raised without a glass ceiling would jump as high as 8 inches. When the baby fleas were fully grown, they removed the glass ceiling, and for the rest of their lives, they always and only jumped 4 inches into the air. We have been raised with many glass ceilings. We've been fed all sorts of ideas that give us a very small, limited experience of our power and ability to impact this world. These ideas have become our limiting beliefs on what we think we can and cannot do with our lives. This is our growth point and where we will need to break through our glass ceilings and step out of our comfort zones. It's good to know that our minds are much more powerful than a flea's brain. We have the ability to transcend our programmed ideas of what is and is not possible. We can step back from the mind at any moment and realize that we are a spiritual being connected to an infinite source of power who is having this very limited human experience of life. And deep, deep, deep down, we are connected to a source of infinite power and consciousness who can manifest anything that we desire. Apparently, there is nothing that cannot happen today, Mark Twain. Our thoughts and emotions act like blinders, keeping us from seeing and feeling all that we are capable of creating. Our conditioned and cultured minds have been programmed by friends, parents, schools, mainstream media to believe in ideas like laws, rules, regulations, permanent boundaries, deadlines, have-tos, and that some things just are not humanly impossible. If you watch the mind, you will see that it tends to remain focused on what isn't possible instead of the myriad of infinite possibilities that are constantly there for the taking. Many of us have found that the universe is always a perfect mirror. Just look for a few hours out into the stars at night alone. You'll soon see how it is reflecting the infinite quality of all of our true infinite nature. In the deepest reality, we are an infinite being who will never cease, never die. So we have nothing to be afraid of. We just have forgotten this and have had a massive dose of spiritual amnesia. We are a soul who will not and cannot die. We have an infinite number of experiences and manifestations coming ahead in our futures. There is nothing to worry about. This is our actual nature, the great truth, our real future. Look up near-death experiences online and see what everyone says about their experience of dying and coming back to tell about what happens. Only in the darkness can you see the stars. Martin Luther King Jr. One of the secrets to becoming an infinite possibilitarian is to hold the intention of glimpsing your infinite nature. This experience can only be found by bringing the mind to perfect stillness, silence, and peace. If we want to experience our spiritual essence and be free, we must choose to quiet the mind. We can taste the infinite quality of our being in the now through coaxing the mind to fall into a relaxed space of calmness, quietness, and stillness. It cannot go there by mere force or effort. This vast universe is far too big for even the greatest minds on the planet to comprehend. So because the mind cannot fathom infinity, we have to drop the mind to experience something else. We choose to stop the thinking machine if we truly want to experience the divine, infinite spiritual quality that is already inside of us. In the beginning, the mind and body will resist stillness and silence. It will struggle with finding real quietness because this is the ego's great enemy. All it knows is constant noise. Thoughts, desires, assumptions, doubts, fears, etc. Silence is what kills the mind. And all of our ego's stories about who and what we are. Even the thought of absolute silence can make the ego quiver by actually attempting to sit down and experience it. You'll quickly see how it jumps to a variety of creative distractions and addictions. The ego and mind are addicted to their thoughts and desires. And if you take a closer look, you'll find that the ego is an addiction of itself. It is the most challenging addiction we will ever find. We think we are this mind and not the one listening to it. We think we are this mind and not the one listening to it. We believe we are the beliefs we hold so true to our hearts. The ego radio has been left on blazing so loud for so many years and lifetimes that we never knew there was an off switch. So the mind will struggle deeply with digesting any spiritual understanding because it is simply too small of a container to hold our eternal nature. We have to learn, choose to learn, how to befriend it to completely get rid of it. How to befriend it to completely get rid of it. The true value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and the sense in which he has attained liberation from their mind. Albert Einstein. The good news is that within just a few minutes of freedom from mind chatter, the doors to directly experiencing our infinite nature are opened. We will be able to see the true power of our being and ignite the most empowered and inspiring mission for our life. The trick to silence and stillness is taking time to drop deeper inside ourselves, to be free from our desires, let go of all emotional ties to everyone and everything on this planet, and relax our bodies so deeply that they become perfectly still like a statue. When we are perfectly still, we have a clean diet and healthy relationships, then we may be deeply eternal love with a few minutes of being free from the endless mind chatter. In this silence, there is only a state of pure witness without thought. We will immediately experience this awesome spiritual being who is connected to our infinite potentiality. Daily meditation is the essential practice of quieting the mind of its endless stories about desires, beliefs, and limitations. This quieting practice is our mini vacation to enjoy our situation, no matter how imprisoned or small we feel we are. We can allow ourselves to relax inside, feel deeply peaceful, and experience the vast boundlessness that is our very nature. Through meditation, the illusions of being a finite being are instantly dropped. And we realize the vast essence we really are. Once we experience ourselves as an infinite being, our bodies hold this new vibration where infinite possibilities can instantly manifest into our physical reality. I am larger, better than I thought. I did not know. I held so much goodness. All seems beautiful to me. Whoever denies me, it shall not trouble me. Whoever accepts me, he or she shall be deeply, eternally loved, and shall love me. Walt Whitman. We have gone through enough suffering. It is time that we wake up and smell the power available inside of us. We are all amazing. We can do anything. When we know and feel beyond a doubt that anything is possible in each moment, then we have arrived in bliss. I invite everybody to wake up every morning, quiet your mind for 30 seconds, grab a taste of infinite possibility, put on your anything is possible glasses, and practice seeing how big the universe really is and how it is brimming with intelligent, conscious energy ready for each of us to mold into whatever we believe or desire is real. When we encounter others who live in a world filled with fear and perceived limitations, love them. Visualize that one day they become free. Imagine that they will soon find out that their mind's illusions are merely there to awaken them up to a universe of endless opportunities. Anytime we become a perceived limitation, we destroy its power over us. It's only when we push back and fight it that we give it energy. Just like Gandhi, be silent, take off your mask, hiding you from your truth. Be free to rediscover your spiritual nature and realize there is an infinite, intelligent universe all around every single one of us now. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Now, you'd think it'd be easy for us to relax our bodies. But since we still think that we are the body, that's why it's so difficult for us to relax the body. When we discover that we are not the body, not the name, not the personality, not the character, then it's much easier. So you look at the body, you know that our body is absorbed 24/7. That includes the brain, the heart, everything. It's like a sponge that never gets enough moisture. So the body has a difficult time relaxing. And all along, you're the master of it. So anger, frustration, fear, anxiety, hurriedness, anticipation, waiting. Does it serve you the greatest good? That's the question that we ask ourselves. Does this really serve me the greatest good? Because it sure isn't helping you, body. So why do we carry it? We let it go. Surrender it. Let it fall off. Nothing can stick to us unless we intend it to stick to us. Fear can't stick to us. We use fear at times to help us move into courage. And we use fear to overcome challenges by moving into courage. But the fear doesn't control us. We oversee it all. Believe it or not, we oversee it all. So do you think it's difficult to relax your body? No, not really, not at all. Naturally? You're the only one about your body that knows what stress you're experiencing. You're the only one. No one else does. It's not like we sit around and tell everybody our internal conflicts. So therefore, you're the only one that is going to be able to release all of that crap that all of us carry with us. And I mean deeply, through the heart mind, not the head, not the ego mind. Because the ego mind will tug a war with you and want to hang on to it. You need your stress, your fear, your anxiety. It's like the ego mind doesn't want you to know who and what you are, because once you do, then its fear is that it won't be needed anymore. And guess what? That's the truth. So as we relax the body, you'll notice that the body becomes lighter. You don't feel that heaviness on the shoulders or the neck. Much more buoyant. When that happens, you're in the now. You're in the now. The now is the breath. It's the breath that we take in through the nose and out through the mouth. Whenever we are focused on our breathing, we are in the now. There's no debate. We're always in the now when we focus on our breath. A lot of us, we have the subconscious library, the subconscious mind, and that books everything. Since we came into these infancy bodies and the bodies grew, so we literally pack all of the volumes of all of our experiences and all that we've learned from all of the thoughts from all of the people that we have interacted with since we've been in these bodies. So the memories, we pull them out, we look at them, we review them, we have fun with them, we reminisce, but then we put the book back. We don't hang there forever. We just don't. And it's the same, some of us, though, go there, but they don't leave. Evidently, it's safer for them to feel to be in the past than to be in the now. So it's like an elephant graveyard. You picture sitting in an elephant graveyard. There's no air movement. It's jank. It's foggy and lifeless. So inevitably, some people will take that future, take that past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and relive that past in that future. And a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, some of us wander off into a future that doesn't exist yet, because we create the future in the now. So we wander off into that future that's really not a future. We keep asking ourselves, why this, and why is that not happening, and how come I haven't experienced this, and why haven't I met this person, and why don't I have more money, and why don't I have better health, and why is this constantly happening with me? And we do this. Now understand that both of those are low vibrational frequency, wandering off into a future that hasn't been created. And it's all filled with negativity. And then wandering off into a past, living in the past, all lower vibrational frequency. So the now stills the ego and the mind and the subconscious mind, which means is that we leave it alone. You leave the mind alone. You're not thinking. You're not stressing, worrying, fearing. All you're doing is you're the real you in that body, not the body. So you're watching the body, the ego mind, subconscious mind, which are all illusions. So when you're watching, you learn. You learn how they operate, but you're not engaged with them. It's a big difference. You don't judge. You just watch. And you learn. You can say to yourself, okay, that's the ego. And ego, although I do love you, you are not in charge here. So reminding ourselves, see, this is where it starts. So we remind ourselves and we talk to ourselves and say, ego, you're not in charge here. Neither are you, mind. You don't do it angrily, aggressively. That's lower vibrational frequencies. You do it uplifted through the heart mind. And you might have to, you might choose, you might end up doing it 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 times a day. So the body's relaxed and we're in the now. And we know that whenever we start wandering off out of the now, and why? How does that happen? Well, those clouds keep passing by. We've got tens of millions of programs or thoughts that run by. Sometimes, you could be involved in the moment, whatever it may be. And the next thing you know, you're off somewhere else. So, with gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, excuse me, always for yourself, deep gratitude 24/7. You would say, okay, fine. So I've wandered off, no biggie. I'll focus on my breath, which is the now, and I'll be in the now. Every single time, 3,000% of the time. So it's great to know this, that we can literally shift ourselves always in the now because we're consciously aware that we wander off from it. And we have no expectations or attachments, because when we have expectations or attachments, that's when we suffer. And we don't care to suffer anymore. You look at the body and you see these wheels of light, 7. Tailbone, top of head. Now they're energy vortexes. So what does that mean? It means that you, God in that body, flows through them and covers the whole body, which means all the tissues, all the organs, all the emotions, the ego mind, all of it. And of course, the divine positive energy, the breath, flows in turn. So we see a red wheel of light. Not like reds on this planet, far beyond that. And these are all etheric, spiritual plane. So you can't pick them up and juggle them. So the root chakra, the red wheel of light, that's the body's survival. Food, clothing, shelter, water, money. But the body's survival is blocked by fear. And we know fear is just a thought. It's nothing else. It is just a thought. We give it the power into reality. It's just like I say, if you took a bunch of us, put us out in the middle of the wilderness, just the clothes on our backs, we would rely on each other heavily, combined, so that we all survived. But those of us who went into panic and fear would have a very difficult time surviving. It's important that we understand this. We move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra. Now, this is our body's pleasure, sexuality, happiness, joy, bliss, all of that. We've all experienced the times where we've been in a zone, so to speak, where everything just flows. Everything is perfect. No interruptions, no obstacles, no irritants. It's just free-flowing. And it's just wonderful. We enjoy it so much that we say to ourselves, well, I wish this could go on forever. And the strange thing about it is that is our natural state of being, to always be in that. But yet, see, the ego mind comes in and says, oh, no, you don't deserve to be in that all the time. Enjoy it while you can, because it's not going to last forever. And then what happens? Guilt. Can you believe it? That we become guilty for enjoying our lives? We feel guilty for that. Boy, they've done a number on this civilization. No reason to feel guilty. We're all omnipotent, powerful beings, beyond compare, that are housed in these bodies. It's our natural state of being, by the way. Suffering and struggling day in and day out is not. So then we move to the solar plexus chakra, the yellow wheel of light, the willpower. We all know what willpower is. You know, we stick to things and we follow through with them. You know, some people say, well, you got good willpower not to eat too much, or not drink too much, or not to do this or that too much. And the willpower, we've probably all experienced this, where all of a sudden, here comes. Ego mind brings in the thought, shame. And the only reason we have shame is because we don't know who and what we are. Because shame blocks our willpower. It's like someone says, well, you're so fat, you're not going to ever have the willpower to get thin. And what comes in? Shame. Stops their ability to say to themselves, I don't care what they say. I know what I'm doing. And then we go to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra. This is our ability to love. And then we have grief that blocks it. And the reason we have grief is another illusion, because we don't know who and what we are. We would never have grief, knowing that none of us ever cease. Body's temporary. We're going to change that in the near future. Right now, body's temporary. So, but the God is always. You're the God. All of us are. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra. This is, our vocal cords of the body, to speak and talk and communicate. And that's with our truth, and it is blocked by lies. And then we move to the indigo wheel of light, which is insight. It's blocked by illusion. And then the crown chakra, the violet wheel of light, top of the head. This is our direct connection to the divine, to cosmic energy, to all creation, the God, us, you. And then most of it we're blocked by ego attachment. So our ego, being attached and expecting, blocks our connection to the gods that we are. Now we bring this energy, our energy, us, to the top of the body. Divine positive energy, the breath. So we do anything. Now we hold that for just a few seconds. We are one, we are God, and we are love. And in that brief moment, we just absolutely pour ourselves over the pineal gland. And our pineal glands are very important to us while we're in these bodies, because when they're fully vibrant, healthy, and functioning at the highest of the highest high vibration, they connect us to all the particles of existence. That means all the planes, all the existence, all the dimensions. Now, we're not there yet, and you can view your pineal gland however you view it through your heart, mind's motion picture, of which you're the director, producer, the creator, the founder, choreographer, everything. And I see the pineal gland as a rosebud, a green bowl. And when I pour myself over it, the God that I am, the pure liquid energy, it immediately transforms into a fully bloomed rose, massive with multicolored petals, sending off shimmering waves of penetrating mist energy, beautiful fragrance. It's unending. And the feeling that I experience is not really describable. It's just totally off the charts. The highest of the highest, deepest, purest eternal love, the highest of the highest, deepest, purest eternal gratitude, highest of the highest, deepest, purest eternal peace. And it's very deep. It's not superficial. And it's unending. I mean, it's like nirvana. And then you discover that the rose is the God that you are, and you, the God that you are, is the rose. There's no separation. It's a reflection. These bodies, higher self, spirit, soul, heart, mind, ego, mind, subconscious mind, God, pure consciousness, it's all one. So you picture that you, the soul, comes into the body. You're the heaven, and the body's the earth. So you're consciously aware of this connection that's been made. So every step you take on the planet, you're creating paradise. Now, the parts of us that are asleep, they don't see that because they aren't awake yet. But those of us who are awake to a certain extent, we know it. Not only that, we shine our light 360 degrees, 24/7, everywhere. And the light is that we are the God, and the light is the God. And we're flooding this planet 24/7. All of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe is. That is a super high feeling. That we're affecting all the parts of ourselves in a higher and higher and higher vibrational frequency. That's what we're doing. And the higher we go, the more things will shift and change. And I'm not talking about the doom and gloom. I'm talking about the absolute, pure opposite. So you would look at this planet from afar. You would see that it glowed to the point where it was so brilliant that there wasn't anything else in the universe that could compare to it. So a God planet paradise that glows with 8 billion gods. Now, all of us have parts of us that are totally asleep. Absolutely. Way beyond la la land. And there's other parts of us that are awake to a certain extent. So we reach out to the parts of us that are awake, such as all the light and energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Including those in this planet. Yet, only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light, and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. Now, they come in the Gugaplexes. When Gugaplex fills this entire universe with not even a square inch of sacred space, they come in trillions of Gugaplexes from trillions of universes from every direction. The ones on this planet, we only see 1% of because of the eyes of these bodies. But we're somewhat familiar with the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And in the Gugaplexes, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, and all the celestials. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them because over 1,000 travel through the solar system every single day. Trillions throughout the universes every single day. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Theta Reticuli, Feline, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. Many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And by doing this, we begin to learn more and more about our ascension into higher frequencies. And in billions and billions there with us now consciously, we call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath her. Yet only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. And they are with us now in the billions consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us now in this meditation, forming this circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Both of them are only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light, complete liberation of this planet. The archangels are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. We do meet with them many times in life. It's not when we're in the middle of interacting with them. It's usually after that it dawns on us that that was just not a typical, that was an angel. And then that's bliss. And they all have the same message. They just deliver it in many, many different ways. And it really boils down to, isn't it absolutely magna, glorious, spectacular, splendiferous to be alive in these bodies? And that acknowledgement is bliss. And they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands because of their vibrational frequency. They can house a large number in a small area. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have mastered ascension into physical form, out of physical form, hold pure consciousness, God form. We are mastering physical form, creating our experiences to perfect our creation. We're all gathered arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force love light energy within each and every single one of us. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brilliance. And we are flooding this planet with that pure, deep, eternal love of all of us are made of. All of our brothers and sisters, whether they're awake or asleep, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, You see this through your heart-mind's motion picture. Feel it through the heart-mind. It is constant. It is eternal. It is infinite. It is always. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. It's reflecting, flashing, multitude of different colors, vibrant. So we look and we see the point of reflection of these little tiny microscopic etched mirrors. We enter them. We discover that all of us gathered in this meditation are teaching and learning from each other all the time. We're either students or teachers or students, or both. And it's always, no matter who walks into your life, for any period of time, they're either there to teach you or learn from you. Absolutely spectacular. We are then met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind ourselves that we are the power of healing. We are then met by the violet blue flaming purple light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are imbued head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, infinite, with this white fire armor. It emanates from the God Force Love Light energy within each and every one of us. It isn't like a knight's armor, tank armor, way beyond that. No demon attachments, no attachments, period. No hexes, no black magic, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Nothing can harm us. Nothing. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether it's conscious or unconscious, through hatred, anger, greed, envied, hurried, stress, fear, anxiety, worry, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies in. Then the attachments, then the demons, then the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. We're immediately met with two columns of light that we created to remind ourselves. The first one, the purple transmuting flame. We bring that in. It reminds us to bring it in immediately to transmute all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are literally vaporized and no more. The violet ray follows right behind that. And this reminds us all, we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring the highest of the highest high of the deepest and the purest eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight, the rain, the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the ocean fronts, the mountains. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees and the forests, the soils, the animals, the clouds and the sky. We literally are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you see a beautiful sunset, sunrise, rainbow, ocean front, it is you. You're the beauty. You're the grandeur. You're the vista. You're the majesty. It's all of us. Always has been. Always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We continue to ascend above the planet, and some of us decide to step out our physical form and hover effortlessly above the body if we're carrying physical form. And why do we do this? Well, because we can. Then we're immediately met with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It is larger than this solar system. In the center is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored light. And all sending these massive waves of mist energy that just penetrates us, head to toe, inside and out. The golden white ball of light is the highest of the deepest, purest eternal love. Then comes the highest of the deepest of the purest of eternal gratitude. And then comes the highest of the deepest of the purest of deep eternal peace. And then we have well-being, great wealth, great abundance, great happiness, great joy, great prosperity, tranquility, benevolence, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss. It's unending. Then we discover that it is us, the gods that we are. And it reflects to us to understand that. And at the top of it, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it continues to do 24/7, flooding all of us, head to toe, inside and out. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, all of our brothers and sisters, everything. This is the highest of the highest of the highest, deepest, 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 purest, purest, purest eternal love, flooding everything. We're drops of that golden ocean. We also contain the essence of that golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops, and drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere set in a circle. We all created this sphere over 3.5 years ago. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion, over 1,500 of them. For over 3.5 years, assembling every single day, 7 days a week, with the highest of the highest intent, now over 1 billion in number, on and off world. And that's flooding all of us constantly, nonstop. You feel that through your heart minds. It's astronomical. That's why this meditative sphere continues to intensify, continues to expand. It can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And you feel and you understand what you are. Knowing this is why the planet changes. Knowing this. Knowing that you are the God inside that body, that you're not the body, that you're not your name, that you're not your personality, that you're not your character. You are the God within that body. You are the infinite, omnipotently powerful being of the highest high, of the deepest and the purest eternal love, gratitude, and peace. You can create anything with no expectations or attachments. You can create anything. I'll join you in meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out the mouth. Move easily and slowly. The ego is an iceberg. Melt it in deep, eternal love till it disappears and you become part of the ocean. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. We will return here Monday, August 9th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.